Hi, everybody. I'm Barb,
I'm Randine.
and this is our Sclero-What
Sclero-What?
Adventures. Hey, Randine, are we trouble when we're together?
Apparently, but who knew?
Who knew? I didn't know that, but apparently we are. Hey, what's so special about today, Randine?
Today is National Scleroderma. Oh, World Awareness Day. Did I say that right?
It's World Scleroderma Day.
World Scleroderma.
Exactly. It's the one day that we all around the world celebrate scleroderma awareness. Are you having some troubles, Randine?
Well, first of all, I'm broadcasting this from my little shop here. It's like the Barbie Museum, so you can see some of my Barbies. And
Yay!
And we have a cat named Christmas that likes to show off her. And so you'll see that plenty of times during this little interview today.
She's the shop cat. She owns the place, right?
Yeah, her name is Christmas, and she moved in on Christmas. She picked her humans out and her home out. We did not pick her out. We're not really cat people. So she's a very lucky little girl for getting to be.
Exactly.
But we don't want any more.
You're done?
Yeah, one and done.
One and done?
Yeah.
Hey, actually, can you read my shirt now, or now is it backwards?
I read it just fine.
Is it the correct way now?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it backwards?
No, it's good.
Because I know you can mirror this thing. So is it backwards now?
No?
You can see it either way.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's amazing. Well, I wonder what that mirror my video does. You guys, we've been doing these videos all month. You'd think we'd know the settings and stuff, but apparently we don't.
Well, and here's something else too that I just learned. A few days ago, I seen like the captions. So whatever we're saying, it's coming across the screen in words. I'm going to choke here.
Don't choke, Randy. Are you chewing gum?
No gum.
No chewing for old people. No chewing gum and doing interviews at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yes. Well, hey, wait, Randy, you tell us what this has been kind of an undertaking for us this month, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know what you were getting into when I suggested this?
No, time-wise, I didn't realize what we would be doing.
I'm with you. Honestly, when I suggested it, I didn't know time-wise what I was getting myself into either. I hadn't put those numbers to the paper.
Well, I do think this was a brilliant idea, which I've seen people in the comments section posting it was a brilliant idea. And yeah, not only did you create awareness, I think you also like inspired some people to feel better about themselves in the day's time and have an understanding for things too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and as great as the Facebook groups are and the words people write, it is different to actually see the people and hear them talking, I believe. And I just think that there is that personal connection that we are all missing over this past year. And so I think to see the people and hear them speaking makes a huge difference to everyone and brings us all together as a community.
Well, and I think the openness of the people, the 29 people, because you're the 30th that we have interviewed, we just didn't learn about scleroderma. We learned about their lives. And I was so surprised with the openness of everybody. Yeah, we're and they're telling us everything. And wow.
That is true. Some were definitely more open than others, weren't they?
felt everybody was really open with their life.
Uh-huh. Yes, we have met some cool people for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. My one, so do you have any highlights of the month?
Well, there's a lot of Miller Lite fans out there.
Which makes you feel not alone, right?
um, and I think that that is one thing for me. And I think some of the inspiring words people used as we were interviewing them. What would be the most inspiring word that you can think of that you learned this month, Barb?
Inspiring word.
DD,
Ooh.
2 words. DD.
The designer disease.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean, that's what came to mind first, but I don't know if that was inspiring. Like it was kind of like eye-opening, like, oh, what a great way to explain what scleroderma is. Like I just loved that. And and I loved that scleroderma has brought families together and brought faith being stronger for people. And yeah, I think it's just been honestly just amazing to me, like all of the things that people have shared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I think you learned some things this month. And when you were like probably hearing something for the first time, people don't know you that well, but I could just see like that was new. That was just something, oh my gosh, I've never heard that before.
Well, and that's true. Like I've lived with scleroderma for so long that, and like I said during the interviews, like you learn things and then you forget them and then you learn them again and you forget them again. But living with it every single day, you are learning stuff, learning new things every single day. Just because you've lived with it for 27 years doesn't mean that you know everything there is to know about it, which I think also equates to our doctors that see scleroderma, that Christmas, you little ornery thing. Our doctors that they see scleroderma patients and all that, and they're very knowledgeable, but they can learn new things too by through any of us.
Mhm. Yeah, I do hope some
Yeah.
doctors have watched this.
I hope so too, honestly. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I just want to do a huge shout out to everybody that has watched it, has watched every single day. And you guys, we're not done. We still have one more day tomorrow. But we just, since this was World Scleroderma Day, we thought that today would be a great day for Randine and I to just, the two of us, go through some stuff, because we have a lot of new people that have not really watched us in the past. For those of you that are new to our page, know that there are a lot of videos. You guys, we have been doing this for 5 years. We've been around. And so there's a lot of past videos that you can watch. And if you want to know more about my personal scleroderma journey, absolutely start watching them, because the very first month that we did this, it was all just me. So there's a lot of videos about my personal story. And so also I want to share that I have scleroderma. I have limited systemic sclerosis, and Randine does not have scleroderma. And so for any of you that might be confused about that, Randine is just one of those huge supporters that I hope that you have in your life, that she pushes me beyond my comfort zone a little bit, which is, can be a good thing. And we wouldn't be here without Randine. I will tell you that. Like Randine is the brainchild behind this whole page, basically, and the adventures and celebrating people, because she's amazing.
Hey, so Barb, what would you say to somebody newly diagnosed?
Yeah. So I told Randine I didn't really want to answer a lot of questions because I get emotional.
But we have had newly diagnosed people this month.
Yeah. Yes. I would say to a newly diagnosed person that there's hope.
Yeah. Well, and one thing we got to observe this month too, there wasn't a lot of people attending support groups.
Yeah.
That was sad for us to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
We have technology now, and
Absolutely.
the Zoom support group meetings and get into them. And like Jill, one of our people we interviewed, she's amazing, and
She is.
it's Tuesday. Is it this Tuesday or is it? I don't know. When did she do it?
No, it's not. It's not today. It's actually you know what, I should have known. I think it's the second Tuesday of every month. The second Tuesday of every month is Jill Connolly's support group. And if there's a support group you should go to, it would be Jill Connolly's. Honestly, that's the one. That's the one I'm going to recommend.
So can we?
Because that's the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart.
And can we have at least 5 of you attend that support group meeting? Just 5. And let us know when you attend it.
Exactly. That would be awesome. That would be awesome because I will say support groups changed my life. And so for any scleroderma person, attend a support group. And we had a few people that actually had kind of bad experiences at support group, which kept them from going back. And so that would be my other recommendation is even if you have a bad experience, don't give up on them because like Randine said, there's other support groups. Like if that leader or however that group is being run doesn't fit with your personality or your attitude, there's another one. So go find another support group because every scleroderma person, because it is a designer disease, we all have different symptoms, but there's a lot of things that we have similarities of. And so you're never going to find that exact person that's exactly like you, but that's what support group is for, is to find this person has this thing that's the same as me. This person has this thing that's the same as me. This person has this thing that's the same as me. So you're going to pick a lot of different people that you can relate to depending on what they are going through.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about support groups. It brings all those people together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will need to just try like Jill's support group meeting. That would be beneficial for some. And
absolutely.
Talk about support groups. We did interview, was it Daisha?
Daisha.
And she wants to start. Can you share what you're helping her with right now?
Yes. So I have gotten Daisha in contact with the Scleroderma Foundation. I absolutely love Carrie Connolly at the Scleroderma Foundation. She is amazing. However, she is actually in the middle of organizing the current Scleroderma conference that will be happening in a couple weeks. And so Carrie's a little busy right now, but as soon as Carrie's done, she is going to help Daisha start a support group that will be for children that are approaching that 18-year-old age and transitioning over from being a child patient to an adult patient, and the specifics of how that works and just supporting those children. I mean, and of course that's near and dear to our heart because like we just spent this last weekend with our dear sweet sister Tatum, who is 14. And yet she's 14, but in 4 years she's going to be 18, and which is a very short amount of time, honestly. And so she's going to be that child patient that will transition to an adult patient, and she's going to need support. And so I'm excited for that support group to start so that it's solid and in place for when Tatum needs it. Yeah.
So social media is the new way to connect with people. But back in our day, it was like TV, like how people learned about scleroderma. Like you even said the movie For Hope. You with like awareness of it and then realizing you're not alone. What your wish for this Sclero-What platform? Because I think this is the platform that's the new way for people to, if they're first diagnosed, if their family members are seeking information. This is the new movie version.
Absolutely. Well, and I think, I mean, my dream for this platform is to connect people. I mean, I truly believe that's what we are, is connectors, and it is connecting people like Daisha and Carrie, you know, and just knowing what resources to go to when like Daisha doesn't know where to go or who to ask for help from. And so we are a connector of people, we are relationship builders, and we are inspirations for people, and that to show them that you can live with scleroderma, you can live with oxygen, you can continue to ride your bike, you can continue to exercise and walk. And just because, I mean, we all have bad days. I mean, whether I have scleroderma or not, like Randine has a bad day too. She doesn't have scleroderma, but she can have a bad day. Like everybody has a bad day, but you don't let it stop you. And so I hope this platform is an inspiration for people to be like, okay, wait a minute. If Barb and Randine are out there doing that, then maybe I can do this. Maybe it's not exactly the same thing, but it might inspire them to do something that they had thought that maybe was not out of, or that was out of reach.
Well, like Tatum, she would not want to do another bike ride, but she'd be happy to go running. And Barb and I.
Exactly.
No running.
I'm not running.
Yeah. So, what have you learned this month that you never knew before? What was the biggest eye-opening thing for you?
The biggest eye-opening thing. You should have prepped me on these questions a little bit.
What is?
I don't know. What was your biggest thing?
My biggest eye-opening, what do I want to say? Well, to me, everybody's openness. That was, you know, we learned so much about people and their life. That was just, I was surprised at the openness of people. And I feel everybody was really open. Like as soon as they would get on to Zoom with us, some people just started like telling us everything, which is great. But yeah,
I think, and I don't know about I mean, I agree with you about the openness, but I guess probably what was eye-opening to me is that so many people wanted their stories told, because that was right from the very beginning. I mean, I had kind of reached out to just the people, the scleroderma friends that I knew, and we had about 15 people. So I needed another 15 people. And so I posted in one of the scleroderma groups that I'm in, and I had a response. Over 93 people commented and wanted to do an interview. And so for those of you that didn't make the cut, I apologize. And I honestly, I have everybody's name, and look, I had to have a notebook for this whole process, you guys, it was overwhelming. So these are all the people that we actually did interview. Then we had to schedule the interviews. Then these are the people that didn't make the interview cut. Like I have 2 pages of people that didn't make the cut. So I think that was probably most eye-opening for me, is again, like you said, Randine, the willingness to share, and that people wanted to tell their story. And so which our hope is to continue doing these interviews but just not every day. We can't do it every day. Both
No.
Randine and I work full time, and every day and this is our volunteer. Like we just do this voluntarily. Nobody pays us to do this. And it was quite overwhelming the amount of time, but you guys are worth it. Absolutely. And the scleroderma awareness was worth it. But so hopefully in the future, if you're on the list, you'll be hearing from me. So that was probably the most eye-opening thing.
Well, and even we get PMs too, because not everybody wants to like get on social media and share PMs about questions, and Barb would answer them if she could answer them, and if she can't answer them, she'll tell you, I can't answer this, and here's where you may go to find that information. But even people were on our PMs saying, hey, I'll do an interview too. And we're like, we are booked right now for the month, and we'll get back to you. So
yes. Yeah. So for all of you that sent us messages and stuff, I have your name down. You're on my list. And as we continue to do these interviews, you will most likely be hearing from us.
And you took them in order. We just didn't like,
yes.
Well, this name, I like this the best. And
right, exactly. So if you were not chosen, it had nothing to do with whether you were good enough or not. It was, I strictly took them in chronological order because I'm a very chronological person. And so that was actually probably my biggest regret for the month, is that we didn't have a man. We had no male patients.
I was going to say that.
But it was just luck of the draw. Honestly, I took them in chronological order, and that's how I based it. And so, yes.
So there are guys out there with scleroderma. We just didn't have one that signed up in the top 30. So,
right, exactly.
So future, if we do these, maybe 1 or 2 a month, you will see a guy.
Exactly. Exactly.
And maybe more children too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and children, it's a little questionable because, they're under 18. So you have to be careful about videoing those.
Right.
And thank goodness Tatum's mom knows us. And so she knew we weren't going to go too far with Tatum.
And Tatum's mom lets us take her anywhere we want. and Tatum's mom too. She doesn't know this, but we cannot wait for her to get her driving permit. Boys, are we going to take her driving around? We will like videotape those adventures. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What else would you like to share, Barb?
Oh, you're cutting out, Randine.
Am I back?
Well, are you going to show us around and show us your Barbie collection?
Yeah, I will. See how this works. Okay, so like I have the college, just to tell you all that I have probably 800 more dolls at home, and we're out of room in this part of our shop. So when we finish the other side, I'll be able to put my other dolls there. But this is the college cheerleading university edition. It's hard to see, isn't it?
It is a little, yeah, it's so bright in there, but you can see the ones on the bottom a little bit better. Yes. So they're from all different universities.
Yeah.
There's Iowa. Woohoo! Where's Iowa State?
They didn't make one.
Oh, man.
Here is some military and some Harley Davidson. I have all the Harley Davidson and the 2 motorcycles they made.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's awesome.
This area right here that's an inappropriate sign with that shirt over the top. So I had to cover that quickly. This is kind of like the holiday edition.
I was going to say, those look like the Christmas ones up there, Randine.
Yeah, Christmas. And we made these shelves like bigger. So we could put the odd size boxes up there.
Odd size ones up there.
And all my
Do you have
dolls
the
are,
Marilyn Monroe?
yes, that'll be in this other area. And there's, oh,
Okay.
Barb and I worked at the inn in Okoboji, and I was able to
Mhm.
this bar from the inn in Okoboji when they tore the building down. $30. Ooh, I got to go back this way. Some of you Wisconsin Packer people, I have a Viking room.
Who are those Packer lovers? Vicky, this is for you.
And I was a Brett Favre lover, and I am a Brett Favre lover.
I was gonna say, you still are.
I am.
You loved it when he finally came to the Vikings.
I did.
There's
So
the Vikings room, you guys.
that is the Vikings bathroom. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. So
Okay, let's see the rest of these Barbies.
there's a nice Miller Lite hood.
Really nice Miller Lite hood.
There's
You have a lot of awesome stuff, Randine. Oh my goodness.
So 101 Dalmatians. I got
Huh?
those. I got a few Coca-Cola. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill Barbie. Here's Elvis.
Ooh, Elvis. Do you think he's still alive?
No, I don't really have the whole collection of Dolls of the World. I should have been buying them, but I've gotten quite a few.
I was gonna say there's got to be something. I mean, you have to say uncle at some point in time, Randy.
No,
You
do
can't
you see that
all.
nice Man of War Harley
I
Davidson?
love that Man of War Harley Davidson sign. That's awesome. Happy birthday. Happy 50th birthday.
And look at, oh, what was I going to show you right over there? It's gone. Well, Christmas, we have been gone for a few days, and I walked in. This is one of Terry's bikes he's working on. And I see all that black stuff down there, and I'm like, what in the world is?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Well, he has this bike strapped on, and then he has these things to.
Oh, yeah, to protect the handlebar. I see
Yeah.
that. Oh, and she's scratching on those. I see.
Yep.
Oh, Christmas. Daddy's going to be not happy with you. Oh, Christmas.
Oz. There's some Wizard of Oz up there.
Wizard of Oz. That's awesome. Do they have all the Tin Man and the lion and everything?
Yep, all of them.
Everything. Wow.
This is just random.
Like, oh, just random. Random Randine dolls.
Random Randine dolls. So
how many Barbies do you think you have in this area that you have displayed?
Maybe about 400. And
you have another 800?
Yeah, over 800 at home. Hey.
So this is only a third of your collection.
Yeah. Here's my little car Bugsy, and you see the little cat on it?
Christmas is hanging out on Bugsy.
Yeah. So this is our shop.
That's your shop. And what's the name of your shop, Randine?
Der Deutsche Esel, meaning the German donkey.
The German donkey.
The German donkey.
Where did we go to see those donkeys?
Oatman.
Oatman, Arizona.
Yeah.
Where we got to feed them donkeys, didn't we?
Yeah. Hey, I'm showing my bike too. There's my bike.
There's Randine's bike.
There's my husband's, one of his. And
there's Terry's bike.
Picture taken with the clown.
You see that? That's scary.
You see that sign? It's hard for me to do this. The Surf Ballroom.
I don't see the surf. Oh yeah, Surf Ballroom. Yeah.
Yeah. We bought that in Mason City at the
Surf
Ballroom. Yeah. When you and I went.
Really? When I was with you, you bought it?
Yeah. Yep, I bought that.
There you go. See? You can be on an adventure with Randine and still things get by you.
So, can I ask you one question?
Okay, you can ask me one more question, then we probably need to wrap this up so that people, otherwise we're gonna lose people.
I know. There's 2 of them that I'll still watch. However,
There's at least 2 people.
we got 2
Who
of
would
you.
that be? Sue and Matt. Sue and Matt, you're the only one still hanging in there.
And I think like Vicky's probably watched everything. But anyway, our dating service fizzled out. We tried the dating service with some of the daughters
We did try.
that are single out there. Christy from North Carolina told me to bless my heart. No one has ever told me to bless my heart before. And I didn't repeat.
Although that, I think Christy told us that that's not a good thing.
I know it's not a good thing. I laugh at that. And then,
Crikey.
and then I didn't repeat any random Randine questions. And that's pretty good. And the editing. And
That was really good, Randy. That was amazing.
With the editing too, we don't do editing if we didn't say that already. You know, when we start our video, boom, is when we're doing, hello, I'm Barb, I'm Randine. That's the only thing we do. And we had to maybe do 1, possibly 2 retakes this whole time to start over. That's pretty good too. So I think you've done a very good job, Barb. And I do have, I guess, extra. And my neighbor Sue stopped in before we started this and she had a question. But I kind of want to just go to this. Barb, when you reflect back on your life, what is something you are extremely proud of?
I'm proud of putting myself out there.
That's good. Yeah. Good job. You've done a good job putting yourself out there. Takes courage to do that. So then that would tie into my neighbor Sue's question. Where do you get that? Why are you so lucky to be able to do that? The strength and the will to do all of this.
Oh, the strength and the will.
Where does that come from?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say definitely from my mom. My mom. See, I knew you were going to make me cry, Randy.
Yeah. Sorry. But that's what Sue wanted to know. She was like, where does she get this strength and will from?
Yeah, I would say, well, I would say my mom, but all of my family.
Mm-hmm.
They are a huge support. And I couldn't do anything without them, especially people like you, Randy. Like you guys put me up there and have helped me put myself out there. And I don't know that I could do anything that I do without the people that are behind me. I put the face out there, but you guys are the ones that are holding me up.
I think I do probably agree. If everybody knew your mom, they would probably 100% agree how your mom's such a go-getter. And her mom does not have a small personality.
She does not.
It's a large personality.
She has a very large personality. So even go ahead, Randy.
You had a small personality for many, many years. And then all of a sudden you just had develop this large personality, which is good.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question for you, but first of all, I do want to do a huge shout out to my mom, because my mom had decided that she was not going to fundraise this year for Scleroderma, just because she's just busy taking care of my stepdad, who's not well health wise, and she's busy with that and being a caregiver. And so my mom decided she was not going to fundraise. Well, then she calls me yesterday and she has raised over $2,700. in a very, very short amount of time. Like, she just called me yesterday and said, okay, I'm sending $2,600 off to the Scleroderma Research Foundation, and she's sending me a couple hundred for the Scleroderma Foundation. Like, so she's almost at $3,000, and she wasn't going to fundraise this year. So like, that's my can-do attitude. Like, that's, don't tell me you can't do it, because anybody can do anything that they put their mind to. And she had said she wasn't going to do it, and then she was like, I can't live in the month of June without raising money for Scleroderma. So she did, and she's raised almost $3,000 very, very quickly. So,
Linda.
so huge shout out to Linda Brown. So thank you, Mom. I love you.
Thank you. That is so nice.
Yes. And so my question for you, Randine, is, because you've known me almost my whole life. I mean, since we were, what, 13 years old. And you guys, we're happy 50-year-olds today. We are both 50. And so how do you think that Scleroderma has changed me?
I think it has made you smarter. You know, I always knew you were a smart kid, but I think it has made you smarter. I kind of always think maybe you should have went into the medical field. And you probably could now if you would choose to go back to college. And you would like probably focus on scleroderma, but I do think you have become so smart, and like, you wanted to get into accounting, you went to college for accounting, you're very accurate with your numbers, but then your documentation is amazing, just how you keep track of everything, like all your medical appointments. I'm not that good at stuff like that. But I think you have just gotten smarter. Your brain just growing. And I think that's something that will be good for you, is because you're so inquisitive of scleroderma and anything new coming out, that you are going to be the one asking about that and learning about that. So I do think that I would say you are just smarter. Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew?
More smarter than that, but
well, even back to you said, like, I was a small personality before scleroderma, and I am a much bigger personality because of it now. And I think that, so I think, I mean, I always will attribute that I am the person I am today because I have scleroderma. Like, it helped me to strengthen the person I already was, that she was in there, but scleroderma helped bring her out.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else we want to talk about for World Scleroderma Day, you guys?
We could go on forever, but
this is going to be one that not a lot of people will watch this whole. I'm sure we could. I'm sure we could. Well, thank you again, everyone, for watching every single day. We have one more interview tomorrow, and I will tell you guys, we saved a good one for the very last one. Pam will be with us tomorrow. You guys are going to want to watch that interview. And make sure you tell us in the comments what stood out to you this month, what made a huge difference to you in your life, and going into the future, how can we best serve you? And so we would love to hear your comments and your feedback about all of this. And with that, you guys, happy Scleroderma Awareness Month, happy World Scleroderma Day, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
bye.